you can live a life in flow where your deepest heart's desires become reality. At Set to Love, we offer strategies and ideas on how you can stay out of crazy town. See, your human experience is meant to be lived with meaning, purpose, and creativity. You are here to contribute through your essence. We are best friends, moms, entrepreneurs, and above all, find our flow in assisting you to find yours. We come together weekday mornings to bring you ideas to fall deeper in love with your life and the journey that you are on. Take what works and ditch the rest, and always stay set to love. Thank you for being a part of this community. We're all designed to live in flow. So let's go. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Set to Love. I am one of your hosts, Eva Payne, here with my best friend, Shelly Garrett. And today we're talking about gratitude during the holiday times, and specifically when it's hard to hold gratitude because you might be facing a challenge this season. Maybe you've lost someone this year. Maybe this is your first holiday away from home. Maybe you got a divorce this year. Maybe there's been you're in quarantine, you can't go home. So how do you get through the holidays when you have all these memories of them being happy and together and wonderful, and now you're in this brand new place? And that's what we're going to be talking about today on Set to Love. So good morning, friend. How are you?
Good morning. Well, actually, I am in one of my happiest times in place because I have all my kids and their significant others with me, and the baby's here. So I am over the moon happy just to have that quality time, and just waking up and seeing all the kids and the dogs, and we're all on the bed. It's just the simple things that mean the most to me, and it's just time shared.
Mm-hmm.
And so, when we thought about how we should talk in the show this morning, I really do think it's important that we talk about, and to those people that might need a little bit of lifting up, because it hasn't always been like this, even for me,
Right.
on a holiday like this. And we put so much emphasis on it, which for me, any day that I can be with my kids is just like today. And today is just a day that will come and go. And so I think when I had hard times for a holiday, I'll share a little story. I got a phone call that there was an emergency. My father was not doing well, and my mom and I had to get on a plane and go to where my father was. And it was Thanksgiving. And I spent my Thanksgiving with my dad in ICU, and he passed away. But we had Thanksgiving dinner in a front lobby in the hospital. And I remember crying and just not wanting it to be over and all of this. So all I'm saying is there are different seasons, and I can relate with people that are really sad right now. And I just want to tell you that I'm sending you hugs, and I wish there was something I could do to take away your pain today. That's why we're here. That's why we've stopped our lives right now. And today is important that you're not alone. And my advice to you is, if there's any way you could go help someone else, that is really going to help you to change your mindset, because there's always, maybe not always, but a lot of times there's a lot of people that are in pain that they live every day, homeless people and whatever. And, maybe you'll share what Emmy's doing today. And I know today's hard for you that Emmy's not with you. Mm-hmm. So maybe you might want to share about that.
Yeah. So my daughter, the 20-year-old who's in Arizona, this is her first holiday not coming home. And I remember my first holiday not coming home, and I just kept myself super busy and thought, okay, it's weird. It's a weird place to be when things are different than they were before. And so she got a bunch of food donated, and her and her boyfriend, I think maybe some friends, are going to come and they're going to cook. And then they're going to go to GCU, Grand Canyon University, and all the kiddos that are quarantined there They're not feeding all the kids, but they're going to go feed some of them. And we were just talking to her before the show because she's our producer, and she was telling us how she's, never cooked a turkey, never even opened a turkey, and was trying to figure out like how to maneuver that, and calling her boyfriend's mom and like, okay, what do I do? And so there is, you can find joy in the difficulty. And I think one of the first things that needs to happen is just to acknowledge where you're at, is really just to sit with what is. And if what is sadness and a sense of loss, then that's okay, because that's what being a human is about. I mean, when my first holiday, I don't want to cry, but my first holiday, like, oh, dang it, I just knew I was going to cry on this show today. Without the kids, was so hard. And it's like, and then like switching back and forth, going like one holiday with their dad and then one holiday with me. And it's tough, but I have so many things to be grateful for. So I can sit and I see what is, and I can sit in the sadness of what I don't have, or you can sit in the joy of what you do have. And so I'm grateful that I have 6 kids, and they're going to be taken care of today. And we had an amazing Thanksgiving dinner last night. My table definitely did not look like Martha Stewart. But we had good food and great conversation, and it felt like Thanksgiving to me. So today for me is like the day that I'm going to start decorating and hanging out with my boyfriend and the dogs and just being home and just enjoying just this day. And so I think that's part of it, is just acknowledging where you are at and giving yourself grace, and just knowing that this too shall pass. This is part of being human. It's not easy, but if you can connect with someone you love, even if it's on the phone, or someone who loves you, it helps.
Well, and that's why I think people need to try. I know it's really hard. Sometimes we're prideful people and we wait to be asked. But I know if someone reached out to me right now and said, you know what, I don't have anywhere to go today and I don't want to be alone, I would welcome them. And I know that there's a lot of loving, kind people that are more than willing. I have had clients of mine join me for Christmas. I really have. Bring your dog, and it's just because she was going to be alone, and the thought of, if you can just help one person. So if you know someone is out there that doesn't have anything to celebrate today, maybe try to reach out to them. My sister and a very close person that's like an aunt to me, she's getting a little bit older. She doesn't really want to leave the house. I will send food over. I want to make their day to where at least they feel loved and cared about. And so you make that extra step to reach out and just give a little bit of love. And it goes a long, long way when someone just knows they're being thought about, that they exist. When you're lonely, it feels really lonely. So just even one phone call, one text, one anything, just try to, I just challenge everyone to just reach out to even one person. If we all just do one person, and I think it'll make a big difference for today.
I agree. And I think that putting your ego aside, and if you are someone who is alone or is going through something difficult, don't be afraid to reach out to someone. So if you need to ask for help or just get someone on the phone, that's important too. And talk about, the things you are grateful for, and the good memories, and ask that person to hold space for you so you can just be in that moment. I mean, I know that if I was back in that place and having a really difficult time, that I could call several people and that they would just be with me and let me cry or let me be sad. And that doesn't take away the pain, but it's I explain it to my campers like this sometimes, like, if you're carrying everything yourself, it's really heavy. And when you can have other people come under and put their hands and just help support where you're at, you still have to hold it. That pain is still yours. That loss, that separation, that being alone is still yours to move through. But you do have support from other people, and it makes it a little bit easier. So I would say that if you're someone who's feeling alone, don't wait for someone to call you. It's okay to reach out and be vulnerable and open and honest with someone to
Exactly.
help hold space for you.
I think that's so true. I mean, it's overwhelming a little bit because there's people out there, talk about gratitude. There's so many things for us to be grateful for. There's people, I mean, I think about days like today for people that are, homeless and that don't have a roof over their head, or
Mhm.
moms that can't feed their kids. This isn't meant to be depressing today, but that to me is what gratitude is. When you're grateful, it's just to realize just the everyday things that we all take for granted, our health. I have a friend who just got his foot cut off because of diabetes. I mean, just the loss of that, how that is life changing. And that's what I'm saying. I think people, when you know how grateful you have it,
Mhm.
then it's so much easier to reach out and help someone else, because then they learn to pay it forward. And if the world could just be a kinder, more loving place, I think especially in these hard times right now with COVID and just everything, in my heart is so full. I feel like so much joy and happiness, but I also have a space where I'm really sad, where I wish there was more that I could do to
Well,
help.
doesn't it just make you, Shelly, don't you think about when things are really difficult, it really like puts things in perspective for you. So, if things were always good, if life was always happy, you wouldn't know it was happy anymore. It would just be the norm. And so these things that kind of bring us, what we might say, down, or kind of, in the flow of things, it helps us really see the spectrum of life and really appreciate the good things we've had. Like, let's say when you lost someone and this is maybe the first holiday or second holiday that they're not with you, then that can be a really difficult thing. But what does it help you do? It helps you to really reflect on your relationship with that person, helps you to really appreciate the moments that you did have with that person, and the ability that you had to have interactions and this life together. And I think a lot of times we take for granted the people in our lives and the things that we do have because they're just there all the time. And so when the holidays come, it's like that's this moment to just self-reflect on where you are. So whether you have your entire family with you like you do today, Shelly, your two girls and those that they love, and your grandbaby, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful moment. And you want to just take so many visual snapshots and hold that in your heart, because it's
Yep.
not always going to be that way. That's just life. And you don't
Yep.
know if that's next year or in 10 years or 30 or whatever, but holding what you do have right now so close is so important. And I
And
think that's really what today's about, is acknowledging that this human experience is full of ups and downs. And today's a day that we get to really sit and be with all of it. The things that make us sad, and the things that we're grateful for, and the things that we wish were different, and the things that are out of our control, all of it. It's all beautiful when we can live open and to all of the human experiences and find value in everything. It really does help us find flow in our lives. And that's what living in flow is. It's not about everything being perfect and having everything worked out. It's about being able to gracefully move through and with the challenges and difficulties as well.
And that's why I really want to say it again. Today is a wonderful day to celebrate and to have Thanksgiving and to be grateful, but it's something we need to practice every day. It's
Yes.
not it This is just a day, and that's why, Christmas is a beautiful day, but it's just a day. And those are the day that suicide is so much, higher, and on holidays. And that's the part that breaks my heart, because I feel like every day we need to have that joy and flow in our life, to where it every day is a holiday. It can be a happy day for whatever it is you want to make out of that day, because I know with my mom getting older, I try to have her around the baby as much as I can. I try to take as many pictures as I can, because like you said, I don't know how much time I have. So for that, I just want to encourage everyone today to just hold your loved ones close, really be grateful for the good things that you have, the
Mhm.
bad things that we don't have. You know, this is going to pass. It's just a day. So I want to send everyone lots of love and thank you for joining us this morning. And Eva, you're a blessing in my life.
Ditto,
And
friend.
you too, Bacon. I know you're in the back and you can hear this. We love you and thank you for what you do for us every day. You're the best.
So grateful for all of you listeners as well. Thank you so much for being a part of our show and being on this journey with us. I want to thank my sister, who's probably out there listening. She's listened to every episode over the last 8 weeks. Shelly, 8 weeks we've
Oh
been
my
doing this.
God.
So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I love you all so much. Truly, it is an honor and a blessing to be here with you weekday mornings. If you want to reach out to us and you're looking for support today, I will have my email open and ready. It's settolovepodcast@gmail.com. And that's the number 2, settolovepodcast@gmail.com. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We love you so much. And thanks for being a part of our community.
Hit the bell.